Hello, welcome to my craft room. My name is Dara Walter of Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe at pickledpepperscreative.com. Welcome. Today is Friday, June 30th. It is the last day of June, and I am here with you on Friday instead of Thursday. Normally, I come to you on Thursday and we share a creative project, usually a card, sometimes two. But we had a few technical difficulties yesterday, but I'm confident we have them worked out. So here I am on Friday. Welcome. So excited that you could be here on Friday. Like I said, my name is Dara Walter. I am from Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe at Pickled Peppers Creative, and I am going to share something super cute and super fun with you tonight. Now, that having been said, tonight's project is going to be featuring very cute designer series paper. If you were here with me last night and you're here with me again tonight, thank you so much. Super excited that you're here. Thank you for being here. I think I'm gonna look for my face on my other device here while we're waiting for people to find me in their news feed so I can make sure that we're live in the right place, because it has happened where I have been live before on my personal page, and we didn't want that. So we're just gonna do a little checking tonight. Oh good, we look good. Okay, fantastic. All right, we're just going to do a little bit of chatting, and then we're going to get started on tonight's project. So tonight, like I said, I have a super fun, super cute project. There are a lot of little parts to it, so I won't chat for a whole long time. And besides, it's Friday. I'm sure that you want to start your weekend. It's the holiday weekend. And so, like I said, tonight's card has a lot of little parts. So we're going to turn down pretty quickly to get started on that. And you know what? Why don't we go ahead and turn down, and then I'll share with you the products that we're going to be using tonight, and then we'll make something really cute. How about that? All right, here we go. Let's see if I can... Boy, I'm like Popeye. I ate my spinach. I got that really tight. All right, fantastic. You can see the corner of my catalog there, which is perfectly fine. I'm going to be showing you that catalog in a moment. And let's just make sure that we have the correct orientation. I'll just hold the catalog closed. And it looks good. There we are, looking good. All right. So let's get talking about a couple of things. Tonight I chose to highlight designer series paper because we only have a few hours left of our designer series paper sale. Our designer series paper has been on sale for the month of June, and today is the last day for the sale. So tonight at midnight the sale is over, but you still have a few hours to shop and get designer series paper. Now it includes the designer series paper here in our annual catalog, and it also includes designer series paper from our online exclusives. So we're highlighting that, and that having been said, we are using the Delightfully Eclectic 12 by 12 pack of designer series paper. You see how very thick this pack of designer series paper is. It is super thick. So there's lots of beautiful paper in here. I'll just kind of flip through it so you can see some of it. Let's see if I can spread it out. Fan fold it. Is that what you would call this? Fan fold? Maybe. Maybe it's a fan fold. So we're just gonna spread it out a little bit, and I will show you what some of the papers look like. Aren't they yummy? How are you guys, by the way? How are you? I hope that you're having a fantastic week. I am now. It is actually Friday. The weekend has started. Hi, sis. That's my daughter. We call her sis. Hi. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you. But anyways, I hope that you're having a fantastic week and a good start to your weekend, and hopefully this will inspire you if you don't have any plans for the holiday weekend and you need something to do. If you are new here, welcome and thank you so much for being here. And if you have been here before, welcome. I am super excited that you're here. If you want to chat with me while we're creating, go ahead and say hi. Let me know where you're from. Let me know whether you're watching the replay or you're watching live. By the way, I will have the replay of this video up on YouTube as well. So if you like that platform better, you'll be able to see it there. And if you want to create with me, you'll be able to do that there as well. All right, so we're going to be using this Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper. We're using that pack. In fact, we're going to be using these two patterns that are on top. And the reason that I chose the stamp set that I'm going to be using tonight is because I picked the Designer Series paper first, and then I went through my stamps to see what I thought complemented it the best. And so let's go ahead and talk about the stamp set that we're going to be using in the bundle. It is a carryover in the new annual catalog, so you'll be able to get it too. Hi, Amy. I see Amy is watching. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend or start to it. If you're in Michigan or in the Midwest where I am, it is kind of warm today, so you may hear my fan in the background. It's a little bit warm today, and also it's a little bit, we have not good air quality because of our proximity to Canada. We're getting a lot of smoke. But that Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper is on page 129 in our annual catalog. So if you would like this paper, it is indeed eclectic, and there are lots of pretty patterns in there. So that having been said, let's talk about the supplies we're using. So I'm going to grab my busy box here. Remember, I said I picked a stamp set. You see that, Daisy? Let's look at that Designer Series paper. Daisies and dots. Did I do a good job? I think I did. I think this complements the paper quite well. So the Hello Ladybug is the stamp set that we're using, and it has a ladybug builder punch, so we're going to be using that too. And then I also have used the oval punch, so it punches, it's a double punch. So you get a background layer, and then you get the main layer, which I usually always use in white. So that's what we're going to be using today. And then I didn't use an embellishment, but you could use an embellishment of your choice. I am using ribbon. This is my favorite ribbon of all time. It is the black and white gingham, and it looks scrumptious against this Designer Series paper. So let's go ahead and get started on our project. And again, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that you're here. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you have plans for this weekend, or if you're going to be staying at home, and if you're going to find any time to create. So these are the stamp colors or ink colors that I'll be using. I'm using the garden green, I'm using the crushed curry, and I'm using the black memento, which, by the way, if you don't have a black ink pad, and if your black ink pad is not the memento, you need the memento. This is something that you need in your repertoire. The other thing that you need in your repertoire, I say this all the time, is our paper trimmer. It is 12 by 12. It's actually more than 12 by 12. Can you see this? Let's see. It's 12 by 17. So this little arm swings out so that you can make longer cuts. So yeah, if you don't have the black memento, you need the black memento too. Hi, Julie. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. I am super excited that you're back. It does my heart good. I was so upset over last night's problems, but I think I figured out what it was and I got it resolved. So I think we're in for a good night. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend, and I hope that you love this project, both Amy and Julie, who I can see, and everyone else that I can't see. I hope you enjoy this project, and like I said, the video will be up, so if you want to recreate it, I will be shouting out some dimensions, so you can write them down if you would like, or you can revisit the video here on Facebook or on YouTube. In the description, there will be a link for my YouTube channel. Okay, so let's get started on our project tonight. We're just going to talk about all of the paper that we have, and I'm going to, like I said, give you those dimensions. So if you want to create with me, or if you want to come back and recreate the card, you're able to do so. So we have a card base that is basic black. It is 5.5 by 8.5. It's scored in the center at 4 1/4. One of the beautiful things about our Stampin' Trimmer is that it scores and it cuts, and it's only like $25. It is just not even expensive. It is wildly, I don't know the word for it. It's just useful. How about that? Wildly useful. So I'm taking my bone folder. We're giving a nice crease to our card base, and then we're going to set this aside. And so what else we're using is that oval punch. Remember, we looked at the oval punch. So I have here the background, so the scalloped oval. Can you see that? And then we have the white oval. So we're going to be using that. I have a little dish here. I'm going to put those in so they don't blow away. And then I have another basic white and basic black die cut, and I think I told you that I was going to tell you what this was from. It is the Regency Park. It goes with that series, and I'll still do that. I forgot to look it up, and I shouldn't have to. I use it all the time. All right, and then we have a piece of Designer Series paper. It is 1.5 by 9, and I have scored it in 3 different places. Let's keep it this way because then you can see a little better. You see we have a little bit of blowing from my fan. Are you guys able to hear me okay tonight too? If you are, give me a thumbs up. Just let me know that you're able to hear. I want to make sure that we don't. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's a huge relief. Thank you for that, you guys. So we have 3 score marks here. They are 2 1/4, 4.5, and 6 3/4. So this is from the 12 by 12. So it is again 1.5 by 9. So we have that. I'm going to stick it aside here. We have another piece of the Daisy Designer Series paper. This is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. And then we have one more, the polka dots. Remember the crushed curry polka dots? So the crushed curry polka dots is 4 3/4 by 5. No, I have it backwards. This is 4 3/4 by 5. This is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. And then we have a piece of crushed curry, which is 5 1/4 or 5 1/4 by 4. And then we have a piece of basic white. Now we have a lot of layers with this card, so it is kind of thick. And for that purpose, this is like an inner card. So we have kind of 2 cards in one. So we don't want to use the thick basic white because we already have 2 card layers going. But this piece of basic white is 8 by 5 and it's scored in the center at 4 inches. Okay, so those are all the components. I think I'm going to turn my fan down just a little bit. We don't want to go to Kansas. Maybe we do, but not right now in the middle of our video. Let's turn it down just a little more. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with our card base. We're going to do a little bit of decorating on the card base. And we need both the crushed curry layer. So this is a tad bit different. I added a layer from last night if you were able to catch the part of the video that I was able to do. I added a layer. I liked the idea of having something to offset against the black, and that married the designer series paper to the matted layer. So we need the card base, we need the 5 1/4 by 4, and then we need the 5 by 3 3/4 of designer series paper. I'm going to slide these 2 aside for a moment. Let's go ahead and bring in our paper trimmer because we're going to cut this piece. We're going to put the long edge. Are you able to see the top? Let's move this down a little bit. We're going to put the long edge against the top of the trimmer, and we're going to cut 3 inches off. So we'll have 2 pieces of designer series paper from the same pattern. This is one of my easy peasy card making tricks. There we go. So we have 2 pieces. We have a 2-inch piece and a 3-inch piece. It's something that I like to do when I want to make quick and easy cards. And I will use both sides of a designer series paper when they're complementary colors or when they're contrasting, but they look great together. So this time I'm just going to turn it over. So it's one that I like to do a lot. And then we're going to go ahead and bring in our crushed curry mat and our Stampin' Seal Plus. And we're going to adhere both of these pieces. I like the daisies a lot, so I want to see more of that. And we're just going to put these we're going to butt them right next to each other and adhere them. So let's go ahead and add some Stampin' Seal, double-sided adhesive. And this is the top portion, and I'm just kind of making sure it's even on all 3 sides. And then we're going to do the same thing to the bottom edge, and we're going to use the opposite side of that designer series paper. So we're going to cover up the daisies on this side. The daisies are so very cute. And this is a super cute card, super simple. Several elements, but it's packs a punch. I think it's really, really cute. You guys are gonna like it. And then here's a little bit of a trick. I think that the bottom edge could use a little bit more of a margin. Let's see if I can get this up. You can overlap it. If you're making this card, you can overlap it because it's not going to matter. We're going to cover up that seam. So I'm actually going to do the same thing I did at the top, but I just want to make sure that the side margins match. Oh boy, let's try it again. Here we go. There we go. Now it's a little more than what I want. There we go. Boy, this is being a bit of a booger. All right. So here's what we have so far. And now at this point, we're gonna grab some of our black and white gingham ribbon. And this time I think I might tie a bow. No, maybe I won't tie a bow. We're just gonna tuck it behind. So let's go ahead and snip off maybe a couple of inches more than what you need. And I'm gonna put a little bit of adhesive on the back, and it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna kind of get it in the target area. It doesn't really matter exactly where. We're just gonna tuck it. We're not gonna see it, so we're just gonna tuck it around and tuck it around again. So the idea is that we're covering that seam. Do you see what we have there? All right, and then we're gonna add a little bit more. And you know what you could do if you have cellophane tape, you could use that too. If you have washi tape, you could use that. You can cut off the extra here, but I'm not gonna do that. I'll just add a little more adhesive. And then we're gonna adhere this right to our card base. By the way, I didn't mention this is a book fold, so this is the way our card is going to open. So I'm gonna turn it towards me just to make sure that I get it in the right orientation, because I am upside down challenged. Do you guys know what I mean? I am so upside down challenged. All right, so this is our card so far. The next thing we're gonna do is a little bit of stamping. So let's dig in my little container here, and we're gonna bring in the 2 ovals that we punched out. So I'll bring the punch back in so that you're able to see that. So can you see there is the scalloped punch and then the solid punch. I'll turn it over. You get both punches at the same time. Thank you guys so much for the thumbs up and the hearts. Thank you. So you get both with one punch. So I say that to say there are 2 ways you can do it. If you only want the white, then you could cut it in a strip and stick it in, and the same thing with the oval, or just know that you're going to get both of those shapes. All right. So let's take a look at the sentiments on the stamp set. There are several, but there are a couple, actually 3, that will fit that little oval that we're using. And that is this little tiny, it's a good day. Isn't that cute? It's a good day. The little tiny hello, which is I'm a super big fan of, and that's what we're going to be using. And then my friend. Hi, Anna. Hello, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you. I hope you're having a great evening. Thank you so much for being here. And then we have May Your Greatest Wish Come True. I'm not so sure that that one will fit, but I think I'm going to put it maybe on the inside. No, maybe we'll put that. You Can Bug Me. I don't know. Right now, we're going to use this hello. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to bring in, I'll put this aside for a moment. And so we're going to bring in that little oval. Now, the stamp set I didn't show you. Mine is Pretty Loved. They're photopolymer, so they're clear. Aren't they loved? I promised you. I love this stamp set. So I've used it quite a bit. I call my granddaughter Ladybug, and so when I make her cards, I like to I like to use this stamp set or anything with ladybugs. But we're going to be using that hello, and we're going to stamp on the white oval. And because our stamps are photopolymer, I'm just going to grab a Stampin' Pierce mat. This is something that you need if you don't have one. It's like a foam mat. And when your stamps when they're photopolymer, there's no cushion there, and they need a little bit of a give to make a good impression. So we're going to use it to stamp our hello. Actually, I think we're going to do all of our stamping on it. And this little dainty hello is the cutest thing ever. Oh, you have it? Julie says I have it and I love it too. Julie, isn't it fantastic? And it's so versatile and it's so cute. Who can't look at a ladybug and smile? And that little ladybug, there are two different ways that you can make it, and we're going to use them both tonight so that you're able to see that as well. Now I'm going to bring in the crushed curry, and in that stamp set also are these 3 little dots. I don't even know what they're for. I just use them for sprinkles because, I don't know, because I like to. So I'm gonna just ink it up a little bit with the crushed curry, and I'm gonna put that little trio of dots there on both sides just to, I don't know, to make it decorative and to make it coordinate with the rest of our card. And because those little dots are cute, I have a thing for circles and dots. So isn't that cute all by itself? Just inks, stamps, and paper. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of adhesive to our white oval, and then we'll glue it right down to the basic black scallop oval. And then we're gonna pull in a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals. Last night I put dimensionals on both layers of ovals, but tonight I'm not going to because I remembered that I might want to use dimensionals on the inside of the card too, so I don't want it to be too thick or we'd have to pay a lot of money to mail it. We don't want to do that. All right, and so we'll peel the adhesive off, and then we're going to put this right here at the bottom. So I don't know about you, but this is a nice, clean, simple card, and you could get away with this. I love clean and simple and quick designs. Isn't this cute by itself? And if you added a couple of embellishments, that would be so fantastic. However, I think that we're going to do a little more stamping, and then we'll decide. You can help me decide. So I have some scrap basic white here. It's just our regular basic white. And you saw that I had, let's bring this right in. I'm going to put our card to the side. You saw that I had the garden green, and I have mounted the leaf. This is a nice big leaf, and I'm going to stamp it using the garden green, and then we're gonna fussy cut it out. And you guys let me know if we should use it, but I think so because I like it. This garden green is a nice color too. It is like, I don't know what true green is, but in my mind, when I think of true green, this is what I think of, this garden green. And I guess since we're stamping, why don't we go ahead and get all of our stamping out of the way. So we use the garden green. We're not going to use that again. Let's stamp our ladybug because we're going to use the full body ladybug. We're going to use that twice. So that full body ladybug has wings. Let's find the wings. So here's the full body. Here are the wings. So you can't tell, it's kind of hard to tell if you don't have the stamp set. The little dots are open so that you can stamp the dots in as well. Let's get them on here. So here are the little dots. So we're going to do that. Our ladybug wings are going to be crushed curry, and then our ladybug body, of course, is going to be the black memento. So let's start with the wings and the crushed curry, and we'll get those stamped really quickly. This is two-step stamping, but this is two-step stamping at its easiest, I promise you. We're gonna, let's see, I'm not quite sure which direction I should make those wings, but we're just gonna put them this way. So we need 2 sets because we're gonna be making 2 ladybugs. So let's put that aside. And then we're gonna bring in, remember the dots that we talked about. So let's put that there, and we'll grab the memento, ink it up a little bit. Put it here to the side, and then we're just gonna kind of line those dots up. We're gonna hover right over the actual wing, and we can see where to stamp it down. Now I can't see it the way that you can see it because I'll get my head in the way of the camera, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna go with what I am able to guesstimate the best. Oh hey, look at that. Not so bad. All right, let's put those aside. I'm not sure if we're gonna use those again. And then we need 2 of our little ladybug's bodies. And she's a girl ladybug because I said she is, but she could be a boy ladybug too. I want her to be a girl, so she's gonna be a girl. All right. So then we have, let's go ahead and cover our memento. And then we have our coordinating ladybug punch. So here it is. It does both the wings and the full body ladybug. So we might need to cut our paper just a little bit. I think I'm going to cut it in strips so that we have a little more control over where we're punching. And then this leaf has to be fussy cut. So I'm going to cut these guys out, and that way I can manipulate this piece inside of the punch. And we're going to do the same thing with the ladybug, or the body of the ladybug, I should say. There's that. All right. So when I'm punching, I like to punch upside down because then I can see exactly where to place the image that I'm punching, and it should have a white border. So let me line it up, and then I'm going to show it to you so you can see what it should look like. There we go. Okay, can you see that? I think I got a white border around all of it. Oh, geez, I let it go. Don't do that. I didn't press on it enough. So let's do it again. I wanted to press on it but not punch it so I could show you that white border. And I let it slide away. Okay, let's hold it a little more tightly. There we go. So do you see that? And we're just going to give it a nice punch. And notice that I was careful to keep the other set of wings on this side so we didn't punch them, because if I had turned them the other direction, we would get that ladybug, because just like with the ovals, you're gonna get everything that you stick into the punch. So the same way, I'm just gonna kind of line this up and manipulate it so that we have a white border, and then we'll just punch. And we'll do the same thing with the ladybugs. Let's get the excess out here. So now I'll punch this one out. And nope, we're gonna do the furthest one away first. Did you see what I was talking about? If I had punched this little girl out, we would have cut into the body of the other with the wings, and we didn't want to do that. So same here. And we'll go ahead and punch the last one out. We're just going to line it up. And in a similar fashion, it should have a border of white. There we go. So we have 2 ladybugs and 2 sets of wings. Let's do away with our scraps here. I probably missed the trash, which is next to me, but that's okay. All right, so now let's bring our card back in. Remember we we stamped the leaf too, but I've gone ahead and fussy cut it off of camera, so we didn't have to do that part. So I think we're going to add the ladybug to the top here, and we're going to give her a little bit of wings, and then we'll put her on dimensionals. That sounds good, doesn't it? I think that sounds like a plan. Let's do that. So I'm going to take just a little bit of, let's add it. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal for the sake of time. However, you might want to use liquid adhesive, and I normally probably would also, because it gives me time to adjust to get it in the right position, and I'm not going to do that tonight. And then we're just going to add a little bit of adhesive to our leaf, and we're going to pop our little ladybug right up on the leaf. All right, so this is, let's see, where do we want her to be? I think I like her here. All right. Isn't that cute? So this is the front of the card. Now let's talk about how we're going to decorate the inside. So remember we're going to bring in that piece of basic white that is 8 by 5 or 8 by 5, and we have scored it at 4 and folded it. This is going to be our secret inner card, and we're going to take our piece of polka dotted crushed curry, and we're going to place it right on top of this card, and then we'll talk about how we'll adhere it for our secret layer, and then we'll decorate that as well. So this is going to be book fold as well. Keep that in mind if the designer series paper that you're using is directional, because it's going to matter then. There is a top and a bottom. There is a definitive top and bottom. In my case, because it's a pattern that can go in either direction, we don't need to worry about that. All right, so here is the card front, and I'm defining that so you can see. So we're going to turn this right over, and we're going to add adhesive all along the back. I'm going to go around all 4 sides, and then I'm going to put a little in the center here, and we're going to open our card base. So here's our base. We're going to open our card base, and so this is a book fold. It's going to open in the same orientation as our regular card. Now here is the trick to this inner card, I'll call it. So this card is a fantastic way to use designer series paper, and if you're like me, you have tons of it, and so this is a fantastic way to use it. So here's what you need to do. This is the folded edge, and we're going to put the folded edge, we're going to center all 3 sides here, and then we're going to, so top and bottom, and we're going to butt this right up to the folded edge, and we're just going to kind of fold here to make sure that we're able to fold our card, because you don't want to go over the score line on the main card base. So I'm just going to give it a good little press down. There we go. So this is our secret card. So we have this layer as our card, and then we'll open it, and we're going to have this layer. Thank you. And then we have the inside of the card. I have a sneaky surprise for the inside as well. All right, so let's do just a little bit of stamping here. We're not going to do much, but remember, let's slide this out of the way. I did tell you that I wanted to show you how to stamp the other ladybug. It's super simple and super quick. And we're going to stamp on the white die cut, and we're going to adhere this layer flat. I was debating whether to use dimensionals, but it's kind of thick. So let's go ahead and bring in our Stampin' Pierce mat, and we're going to grab that other ladybug. So this is what the other ladybug looks like. This is the one with the face. She's super cute. And then she also has a body that matches. So maybe this is the shell. Do I want to say that? This is the shell. You see how loved this is? So the dots are actually on the body. You can do this either way. You can either stamp the body or stamp the shell. I am more confident stamping the body first. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our black memento. This time I have my stamp turned up so that I can make sure I get as good of a coating of ink on there as suits my fancy. And then right in the center, we're gonna go. Give it a nice press. Oh my ever-loving goodness. Isn't she the cutest little girl ladybug you ever did see? She's so cute. And then we're gonna take the crushed curry, because her body is going to be crushed curry as well. And we're gonna do the same thing. You can kind of see the little dots through the stamp set. We're gonna hover over the body and just kind of stamp down. I hope I did a good job. Okay, not too shabby. So here's our little girl. And that's all the stamping that we have to do for this layer. And then remember, we're gonna put an inner sentiment on as well. So let's adhere this layer. So we're gonna attach the stamped ladybug right to the black die cut, the basic black die cut. And we're gonna put it down flat. Oh darn, I just bent it. Because our inner card has to have, it has to have something exciting as well. We can't leave it blank. We have that flower too. Remember that flower? So I'm going to put this slightly towards the top. So the bottom edge is maybe about halfway. All right, so this is our secret inside. So we have this layer. And then we have a secret inside. And now, here comes the fun part. Let's go ahead and open. So remember the piece of 9 by 1.5 designer series paper that we scored and folded? We're just gonna burnish on all of these score lines. So let's do that. There are 3 of them. Gonna give them a nice burnish. And we're almost done. We're almost done, you guys. All right, so I want the daisies to show forward, and because of that, I want to make sure that when you fold it in half, the daisies are what you see. And then we're going to turn it over, and we need adhesive on both ends. So we're going to put adhesive on this end, and we're going to put adhesive on this end. So this is our little secret from the inside. And this is also where the second ladybug is going to go that we made. We're going to put this right down in the center, and it is going to go side to side. So the adhesive is on both ends, but no adhesive in the middle, okay? So right in the center, edge to edge here. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, right in the center. There we go. All right, do you see what we have there? And when you close, it will fold right up. Did you see that? Thank you. Oh, hi, Michelle. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming back to join us. Thank you. I hope you're having a fantastic evening. I appreciate you being here so much. All right, so now to finish. So you see what we have. We have a little pop-up element. And we're going to grab our last ladybug. So remember, we had the full body ladybug, and I have a couple of them here. And we're just going to glue her down. And we'll attach her to the pop-up element so that when the recipient of this card opens it, they get a fun little surprise. Let's turn this back over. So I'm going to add just a little bit of Stampin' Seal Plus. Like I said, I would ordinarily use liquid adhesive, but for the sake of time and ease and not making a mess, I'm just gonna go with the Stampin' Seal Plus, which I love if you don't have that. Hi, Beth. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Isn't it super cute? Hi, Beth. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited that you came back. Thank you. I hope you're having a fantastic night. All right, so let's get our bearings. We're going to bring our card back in. Here's our secret inside and our double secret inside. And we're just going to add the ladybug. And I think I'm going to put her right here hanging on the top. So I'm kind of positioning it so I know where to put the adhesive. Let's hold this up so you can see. You see that? So I'm going to put the adhesive just on this side. Let's go ahead and add a little. And then I'm going to put her right on that fold, like I said, so that when we open the card, she pops up at you. Isn't that cute? Ta-da! All right, so now, oh, Julie, you love it? Yes, I think you should make it. It is so cute. What a fun card, right? So the last thing we need, and we're done, is just we need a sentiment on the inside, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I think I said hello on the front. I'm going to use that little tiny "It's a Good Day." Thank you guys so much for the thumbs up and the hearts. Thank you, thank you. And if you didn't get a chance to see the entire video, go back. I'm going to upload this sometime this weekend to YouTube. So if you'd rather see it on YouTube, you can do that as well. Or come back here to Facebook and watch the videos and grab the dimensions that I gave out in the beginning. And don't forget, you guys, I'm going to show you in a minute the Designer Series paper pack, but you have a few hours left if you want to take advantage of our Designer Series paper sale. And what else is going on? The starter kit. Oh, that doesn't look dark. I'm going to put a little more ink here. I think it might be time to re-ink my memento. I have like 3 or 4 floating around here. But you have a few hours left of the Designer Series paper sale, and the starter kit is also on sale. Let's see, let's make sure I get this right. Okay, here we go. It's a Good Day. I'm going to turn this to me because I am, like I said, I need to improve my upside down game. But I'm just going to put this little "It's a Good Day" right here in the corner. Oh my ever-loving goodness, is that not cute, cute, cute? You see that? It's a good day. Are we backwards? Oh no, there we go. Thank you guys so much for the thumbs up and the hearts. All right, so the front of our card is already busy enough. I personally don't think it needs embellishments, but you could, because if you're like me, you love bling. But I have my favorite gingham ribbon on here, so. And then here's our inner layer. And then our final pop-up. Super, super cute. Super, super cute. I hope you guys like this card. And I hope, like Julie, you'll make some as well. So now, the designer series paper we used again was Delightfully Eclectic. It is a super huge pack, and like I said, you can get this still all the way up until midnight tonight. The designer series paper in the annual catalog and the online exclusives is all 15% off. So this big pack of paper is 15% off, and it's pretty big, and it is definitely eclectic. I even seen pretzels in here. I don't know, they're strawberries. I don't know, maybe I saw the pretzels and didn't remember seeing them, but they're pretzels. I am super in love with the typeset, and I love the fact that it's Pretty Peacock, one of my favorite colors. And then I did also miss that some of these little hearts, you see them? I don't know if that is fresh freesia, but I love it. I do know that. So that's going on. And then the starter kit is $99, free shipping, and you get $155 worth of product. So if that is something that interests you, there are all kinds of perks that come along with it. Okay, you guys. Oh, and then we used the Hello Ladybug. We used Hello Ladybug. You can find this in the current annual catalog, as well as the coordinating Ladybug Builder Punch and our oval punch. The oval punch is in there as well. And my favorite, I hope this never goes away. I'm sure one day it will have to, but the black and white gingham ribbon, my absolute favorite. All right, you guys, you are amazing. I appreciate that you came to create with me tonight, and I will be back with you next week. Of course, next week we're going to be on Thursday again, because we should have been on Thursday, but kind of nice to be on a Friday night. A good way to start your weekend, right? Especially if you have no weekend plans. We don't do a lot for summer holidays, so we're just going to be around home. Creating is definitely in my weekend, so I hope it's in yours too, and I hope you love this card and make it. All right, you guys, have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for allowing me to create with you. I'll see you next week on Thursday at 7:15. Stay safe. Have a fantastic weekend. If you are in Michigan, stay cool. Keep the windows closed. You guys are amazing. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.